Textbooks presents The Cloister Walk by Kathleen Norris, read by Debra Winger.
10 years ago, when I became a Benedictine oblate, I knew two things. I didn't feel ready to do it, but I had to act, to take the plunge. I also had no idea where it would lead. An oblation is an abbreviated yet powerful profession of monastic vows. You attach yourself to a particular monastery by signing a document on the altar during Mass, in which you promise to follow the rule of Saint Benedict insofar as your situation in life will allow. A married woman, such as myself, for example, who makes frequent visits to a monastery, will follow the rule in a far different way than the men and women who commit their entire lives to a monastic community. One thing I did not know was exactly how I had come to be here. Having moved 12 years before from New York City to my grandparents' house in western South Dakota seemed to have something to do with it, and I'd begun to realize that the apprenticeship as a writer that I embarked on in my early 20s was in essence a religious quest. The fact that I'd been raised a thorough Protestant with little knowledge of religious orders and with no sense of monasticism as a living tradition was less an obstacle to my becoming an oblate than the many doubts about the Christian religion that had been with me since my teens. The word oblate is a Latin word for offering, and Jesus himself is often referred to as an oblation in the literature of the early church. The monk who was my oblate director, guiding my studies of the rule, a period that was supposed to last a year but rambled on for nearly 3, waited patiently for me to sort out my muddle. Finally, I said to him, "I can't imagine why God would want me of all people, but if God is foolish enough to take me as I am, I guess I'd better do it." The monk smiled broadly and said, "Now you're talking. You're ready." Once I became an oblate, I found that I'd gained an enormous family. Benedictines are everywhere, and like a good family, they keep interfering in what I like to pretend is my own life. A chance encounter at an American Benedictine Academy convention led to my applying to the Institute for Ecumenical and Cultural Research at St. John's Abbey and University in Collegeville, Minnesota, and then spending not 1, but 2 9-month terms there. I had often heard Benedictines refer to their Liturgy of the Hours, also called the Divine Office, as the sanctification of time, but had not much idea of what this could mean until I'd attended the liturgies at St. John's on a daily basis for many months. Living at St. John's,
Sample complete. Ready to continue?